2 seasons in. Like, are you committed to this to the very end at this point? Like, is this you're all in for Karate Kid?
Am I all in?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm more than all in, yeah. I mean, I'm so invested in this character. This has been, I've lived with Johnny Lawrence and the Karate Kid for 35 years. And in the themes in the way that, he's been known. And there's been a swell of fans and people that have watched the movie and said, oh, he wasn't all bad, and maybe he was arguably the good guy or whatever. But he had a moment of redemption at the end of the Karate Kid, and now to pick up this character that's so close to me and get to play him now today, in today's setting and in today's style, in a long form, 10 episodes show where you can really dive deep into the acting and into the characters. I'll do this forever. It's great. And I love the character, and I love that they've turned him upside down and you can see his belly and lift under the hood and see what he's made of. And it's drawing people in. It draws me in. I'm on the seat of my pants like everyone. Every script I get, I turn the page and I'm going on this journey, and it lives in me. It's very personal and close. So I can't not be all in.
Talk about people who saw Johnny Lawrence like a hero. How I Met Your Mother did this for a lot of seasons.
Yes.
Did the show influence you guys anyways?
Influence us?
To do Cobra Kai.
To do Cobra Kai, well, Cobra Kai wasn't my concept. That was the creators, John, Josh, and Hayden, came up with this idea and in a way of doing this story in a way I never would have imagined. It was thrilling. First of all, How I Met Your Mother, I have so much gratitude for that show. They called me off the bench and gave me a shot on a huge network show to come and play myself. And I got a kick out of the idea that the character Barney Stinson thought Johnny was a real Karate Kid. It was great, So for a minute I had and I got to do a comedy. It was late, and working with that cast and those writers and the director, it was a thrill. So I think, that show is so popular that it certainly had some effect in putting, even about it, I put into the consciousness a little bit of that idea. I get a lot of, Barney Stinson must love Cobra Kai show and all that. So, I would definitely say it was a stepping stone to making this, it helped, I think. And I'm grateful for that show.
And what can we expect from Johnny Lawrence for now on?
Yeah, so Johnny Lawrence is he's got a lot of figuring out to do. He gave a second chance to Kreese. It was like a father figure to him, and Johnny's about second chances, and he's trying to take his broken information of what Cobra Kai is and trying to make it good. And then he's trying to help his old sensei, who takes advantage of him and kind of steals the dojo from him, which is actually like a blessing, I think, for Johnny. I see Johnny shed his skin like a snake at the end of season 2, and he's brand new again, and so he's an exciting place to grow. I don't think it's not so much about the dojo. I mean, he loves the kids, he loves Miguel, he cares about Miguel, he loves his own son, Robbie, and the relationships. But I think he stayed away from Cobra Kai for many decades, and then gave it a chance to dive back in. And it was a snake that bit him originally. It bit him again, and he's not going to get fooled again. So he's got an amazing journey to get, but he's got to find himself. He's got a lot of peeling to do, and that's fun as an actor. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I love it. I mean, working with Ralph is incredible, and I love the stuff. We both have so much fun doing the stuff where we're pitted against each other and the fighting and stuff, and but then the accidental, REO Speedwagon song and the salsa dancing. I mean, all that stuff is so tasty. Johnny and Daniel are very much alike, and they're also, they kind of don't exist without each other in a sense. If it wasn't for Miyagi and Kreese in their lives, Miyagi changed Daniel a certain way, Kreese changed Johnny a certain way. They have two different worldviews, but they're inside very similar. So there's a lot to work out. So I think that they could be friends, but there's a lot of, it could be like walking down a beach together and it's still pitted with landmines from the past. And you could walk, but boom, one's going to go off. And, they're opposites of each other. Yeah, it's going to happen, and then it goes south. But they do have one thing in common now, and that's, that Kreese is, not thrilled about that. So yeah.
So, sure.
My favorite episodes was COBRA Kai.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Taking on such big roles. And so, tell me what that was like for you, whether it was your union with guys or
Yeah.
relating more with
Yeah, well, those guys are my dear friends since we did Karate Kid. We became brothers on that movie, and for generations we've been great friends, stayed in touch. So that campfire scene was very organic and easy. I mean, they come to my house for barbecues and all that stuff. So, but to work with them again and to put our characters on again, that was really special. And see how we've grown and work with them, act with them, fight with them. That was a magical week on the show and in life, I think.
Johnny and you, it's great that you mentioned kind of like the shedding of the skin thing for Johnny, and how Johnny and Daniel really do kind of, it's like they're like the yin and yang of each other. But the great thing that I love about the show is that you can be the bad guy in one episode and the good guy in the next, and the same for Daniel. Daniel's not like this squeaky clean, the good guy.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Can you talk about that duality of you two guys? Like, is there ever a point where you guys like, no, you're the good guy. No, I'm the good guy.
We don't talk about it out loud. I think each of us think we're the good guy. Okay, Sensei Marty Cove thinks so. But we're kind of, all of us in life. I think we all kind of, to the most part, we're the heroes of our own stories in a way. We kind of look at the world through our point of view, and we're always right. That's why we have an argument. So, but the characters are gray. They're fallible. They're not perfect. They all do have best of intentions. But I think one thing that's great about the show is, and that's kind of a problem with our world in a way, is that everybody's got their point of view, and everybody's sincere about it. But a lot of those views conflict and crash into each other. And so this is a condensed, small, entertaining version of reality. And, we're rooting for them to find the common ground with each other to make some sort of peace. And on a grander scale, that's what we all need to do as people. And I think there's that playing underneath it, underneath the undertones of the theme of the Karate Kid and the music and the characters we know and the entertainment we're having. There's also it's touching a chord of, nobody's all good, nobody's all bad, and let's try to get along, and make the world a better place, without being too We Are the World singing, yeah.
What do you think about, there's bullying in the original and in this one, do you think it's worse for the next training?
Say that again? The what?
There's bullying in the original.
Yeah.
And then there's bullying in this one, but it seems like modern time is worse.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, sure, certainly. I mean, first of all, with the age of the internet and cameras and social media and all that, I mean, it's way worse than when I was a kid, and we were kids probably, getting bullied. You get picked up, or you get a fight at school, and you go home, and that was that. Or you have an argument or disagree with somebody at school, you go home, you work it out, or you have an enemy on campus, but it's between you two and their small circle. Now it's like freaking cyberbullying and groups and pack stuff, and my heart breaks, man. It really breaks for kids that are bullied or intimidated. It's not physical. It's more than physical. That's the least that hurts. It's social bullying, even being left out. Not invited to something, a group knowing something is going on and somebody feeling that way. So it's intense. But one thing that the COBRA Kai is doing is showing that adults are stepping in and trying to make a difference in these kids' lives. And I think in real life, the adults can step in and help and be aware and help these situations with kids and walk them through it. And martial arts is great. Martial arts really gives you a sense of, I've met so many kids that were bullied at a certain age, and their moms say, this girl, she was bullied and now she's a black belt, and I talked to her and she's strong and respectful, and she's not intimidating at all. She just can handle herself. It gives you a sense of, it gets you in touch with your inner self. Gives you a confidence, and you walk different. And so martial arts is, it's not a theory. There's something to it. So I say get your kids into karate and even Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I really recommend it. It's a great program there. Anyway, thank you guys all.
Thanks, William.
You're all awesome. I appreciate it. And you, sir, are the best.
War never ends.
Hey!
Peace is just the lull between battles. The real story's only just begun.
You want to finish this?
Bring it on.